first time in New York City history, we have a hip-hop mayor. Dyslexic, arrested, rejected, now I'm elected. Man, they don't know what they did.
Now, I want you to really meditate on what I'm getting ready to say right now. In the midst of multiple health crises going on in the United States, in the midst of being in the middle of a recession and having to deal with inflation going through the roof, in the midst of rent prices steadily climbing despite the fact that no one has the money to pay these prices that they're asking for, in the midst of food shortages, baby formula shortages, crime on the rise, suicide on the rise, depression is on the rise, a host of mental health issues are on the rise, a potential war between China and the United States looming over our heads, we've got Russia threatening to use nuclear weapons on us. In the midst of all of this, New York City Mayor Eric Adams has decided that what you need the most at this moment in time is a $5.5 million hip-hop history museum.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
NYC officials announced on Wednesday a $5.5 million investment for the Universal Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx. The museum will open in a 52,000 square foot space at the Bronx Point development at Mill Pond Park. The museum's new facility will include several gallery spaces, a black box theater, interactive exhibits, and administrative offices. The Universal Hip Hop Museum is the only state-chartered educational museum dedicated to celebrating and preserving local and global contributions to hip-hop music and culture. Adams contributed $2 million of his $5.5 million investment. Another $2 million was provided by Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson, and $1.5 million was allocated by the City Council. Now, as it pertains to the relationship between the Democratic Party and Black Americans, their only goal and agenda for you is to keep you dumb, deaf, and blind so that you will always be dependent on them to solve your problems. And when I say dumb, deaf, and blind, as far as the word dumb is concerned, I literally mean dumb, meaning keeping you ignorant. And I mean no disrespect when I say that. I truly don't mean any disrespect. Just please allow me a moment to explain. Now, during the announcement of this $5.5 million museum of nonsense, a woman by the name of Lori Cumbo, who is the Cultural Affairs Commissioner, spoke, and here's what she had to say concerning putting an end to crime and violence in our communities.
So this mayor gets it, and he recognizes it, and he understands, most importantly, that when we deliver art and culture to our youth and our young people, we are also delivering the greatest safety plan of public safety in the city of New York. When we can take a gun out of the hands of a child and put an instrument or a paintbrush or a DJ mixing table or a video camera like Ralph McDaniel's, we are saving our young people, giving them their full potential and allowing them to explore their talents. So that's what this institution is about today, and all the tremendous organizations that are here today.
So according to this woman, to battle crime and gun violence in our communities, we need to give our children instruments, paintbrushes, DJ mixing tables, and video cameras. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, the fourth industrial revolution has already begun. And we are moving into a highly technologically advanced society governed by artificial intelligence. This is an irrefutable fact. Mayor Eric Adams and the rest of the governing body of New York City could have very easily built a $5.5 million STEM facility, STEM meaning science, technology, engineering, and math, where your children could learn the necessary skills that are needed in order for them to be able to compete in the future job market. They could have easily done that. They could have easily created a $5.5 million STEM facility where teenagers can come and receive a multitude of IT certifications, IT meaning information technology, to which upon graduating high school, your children could have already received the necessary education and training needed to hop straight into the fourth industrial revolution workforce. We're talking about your child now having the potential to hop straight into a career right out of high school, or they can build upon those certifications by receiving higher education if they so please. But they'll never do that, because if they did, you'd have the necessary education, knowledge, and skills needed in order to actually be competitive in the midst of the fourth industrial revolution. And if you have those tools at your disposal, then you don't need them. This is why they always keep the focus on entertainment. They'd rather you spend the next 10 years focused on trying to become the next biggest rapper than becoming the next Nobel Prize winner in physics, chemistry, physiology, or medicine. Now let's be clear, keeping Black Americans deaf, dumb, and blind is a bipartisan effort. This is why last year the Senate, by unanimous consent, passed Resolution 331, officially making August 11th Hip Hop Celebration Day. This was also followed up by August being recognized as Hip Hop Recognition Month, as well as November being officially recognized as Hip Hop History Month. Now, this sounds like the premise of a possible Jordan Peele movie, but it's not. This is real life. And though keeping you dumb, deaf, and blind is a bipartisan practice, it is primarily practiced by the Democratic Party. This is why when Kamala Harris was running for president, she kept running around talking about how her favorite rapper was Cardi B. It's also why Joe Biden did an interview with Cardi B. Even Bernie Sanders did an interview with Cardi B. For some reason, the Democrats sure have a weird infatuation with Cardi B. Oh, and I almost forgot. It's also why Kamala Harris lied on The Breakfast Club, saying that when she was in college, she used to smoke weed listening to Tupac and Snoop Dogg, even though she graduated college in 1989. Go figure. Now what I'd like to do is give you a little information on where they're building this Hip Hop History Museum at. As stated in the article, the museum will open in a 52,000 square foot space at the Bronx Point development at Mill Pond Park. Now, where is Mill Pond Park? Mill Pond Park is located in a neighborhood called Concourse. Now, here's a little information about that neighborhood. As of 2017, the median household income in Community District 4 was $30,900. In 2018, an estimated 32% of Concourse and Highbridge residents lived in poverty, compared to 25% in all of the Bronx and 20% in all of New York City. 1 in 8 residents, 13%, were unemployed, compared to 13% in the Bronx and 9% in New York City. Rent burden, or the percentage of residents who have difficulty paying rent, is 61% in Concourse and Highbridge, compared to borough-wide and citywide rates of 58 and 51% respectively. Based on this calculation, as of 2018, Concourse and Highbridge are considered low income relative to the rest of the city and not gentrifying. Now, the end of this paragraph is very interesting because they cap it off by saying, and not gentrifying. That's interesting to me because what that signals is that there is no new development on the horizon for that neighborhood. Really think about it. They made it a point to say, and not gentrifying, meaning this is the hood. It's going to stay the hood, but what we will do is supply you with instruments, paintbrushes, DJ mixing tables, and video cameras. Because in the midst of all this madness going on in the world, that is exactly what that neighborhood needs at this moment in time. More DJ mixing tables and more paintbrushes. I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, we are in August right now, so my apologies for not saying this in the first video, but happy belated Hip Hop Recognition Month. And with all that being said, that does it for today's video. So please make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. All social media links will be pinned in the comment section below. Please make sure you text tdhiphop to number 33222. That's tdhiphop to number 33222. That way you'll get a direct text notification whenever I release a new video, but it also serves as a protection plan for myself in case YouTube ever gives this channel the axe. I'll be able to send you a direct link to where you can find me next. And last but not least, for those of you who have a love and appreciation for the work that I put in on this channel, the number one way you can show your support is through Patreon. For only $3 a month, that will help put me in position to take TD Hip Hop Media off of YouTube. Remember, the goal is not to grow big on YouTube, but to grow independent of YouTube. And for those who have issues with joining Patreon, you could also hit the join button that's next to the subscribe button, and that way you can become an official channel member for as little as $3 a month as well. And lastly, if you have not already, please make sure you join the emailing list. There is no way that I can go independent of YouTube if I cannot take the audience with me. And the link to that will be pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you for your time, and until the next video, peace.